Hey everybody, happy Friday. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Darci from Darci Hether New York. I'm an interior design firm here in New York City and beyond. And if you're joining me today, it's because you found out that we are doing fizz and fabrics for our talk today on drinks and design. So anybody who's new to kind of tuning in, I decided to come up with design and drinks with Darci because we're talking about really two of my favorite topics, cocktails and design. So today I am drinking a French 75. We've made ours with cognac. I know some people like to do with gin, but I'm a cognac more than gin person. So cheers everybody. I hope you're having a great Friday. I have to take a sip of this and sample. Let's see if it's any good. It'll do. So before we get into fabrics, somebody reached out to me via, private message last week. Thank you, Nicole. And she was asking about, I always start every episode or every Facebook Live saying we do interiors in New York City and beyond. And she was like, what is beyond? I don't understand. So we have been very fortunate that many of our clients have second, some of them maybe even third homes that are not in Manhattan, but are in other locations. So we've been doing projects in the Hamptons. We currently have two that are in progress right now, and we finished up one last summer. And we've done a few projects in this beautiful little enclave area of the panhandle of Florida called 30A. If you're not familiar with it, Google it. You'll be happy you did. It's a beautiful little just heaven on earth. The beaches there are insane. Just so gorgeous. Anyways, we have been very, very fortunate that we've had a few jobs down there. And we've also done some consulting work for clients in London, as well as we are working currently on a project in Israel. It is our second project that we're doing there. And that's for a lovely client that we've had for, 10 plus years. And this is their third residence, and we're doing it long distance. So it's been a lot of fun. So anyways, that's what the New York City and beyond stands for, that I do have a passport, I do travel well, and happy to do projects wherever our clients are willing to take us. So I am a kind of minimalist when it comes to my fabrics. I like most of my pieces, the larger pieces that we're using in a space, to be sort of quiet, I say. Different shades of taupes and blues and grays, and there's going to be some nubbiness to it or some texture, linen. I'm not a huge pattern person. I like to save my patterns for either a one-off chair or maybe on the pillows, sometimes even on the draperies if it's like a really, really special pattern. And I really have my go-to fabric sources that I like to shop with. And today I want to talk to you rather with these gorgeous fabrics from Rosemary Hallgarden. And I was super fortunate that earlier this week I was invited to a cocktail party for her, met some of her team, and we just had such a great evening. It was a beautiful event downtown. Really good cocktails. But they had come to our office about 3 or 4 weeks ago and had presented us some of their fabrics. And my rep she called us up and she said, Darci, you're really just going to love this stuff. I wanted you to see it. So they brought it up. And it was kind of funny because Sarah in my office was trying to video record some of my reactions because they were true and genuine to me. Unfortunately, the video was a little bit wonky. All you really saw was the back of my head. But the oohs and ahs that came out of me were 100% legit. And when I find something that I really, really like, I want to share it with all of you, and I want to share it with my clients. So I'm just holding up one sample. I'm going to be out of the frame for a second. A lot of her fabrics are made with alpaca, which is a super durable fiber, and they just produce these, oh my God, the feel, the touch of them is just like none other. So we have all these different, there's different weaves. I don't know if you can kind of get the feel of this weave. And the color is just so gorgeous, but super durable. Again, you could use this on a sofa, on a chair, even on throw pillows. And then there's this she brought up to me, which it's funny because I'm, again, if if you follow me at all, you know I'm not typically a pink person, but I do love this beautiful kind of muted blush color. And if you can see just the texture, I don't know if you can see this, I hope you can. The texture of these fabrics are so yummy. I don't know how else to say it. And she had a catalog that was made up, and they were showing some pieces. I wish I had the catalog here to show you some of the pieces that were made up of this super duper yummy fabric, but they had this chair that was done up, and it was made in this material, and oh my gosh, it was just like heaven. It's one of those chairs, I think if you sat down in it, you probably would not ever want to get up, or it would be one of those places where everybody's fighting for it when they come over to your place to see. And they also have this beautiful, it's almost like a linen weave. Isn't that gorgeous? And hold on, I'm gonna get my glasses. Hold please. I have to read because the fiber content is incredible in these things. This one is 50% alpaca, 50% wool. This is gonna wear like iron, but it feels like a warm hug. Maybe the champagne's talking a little bit. Okay, and then these guys, when she pulled these out, I literally just about, I don't know, my heart stopped. They were so beautiful. It has this beautiful pinstripe in it, but it's done in on this boucle fabric. This is 50% alpaca with just a little bit of material fiber that's gonna help the durability of it and the cleanability of it. But it's so, 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 so pretty. I think they showed this on a bench in their brochure, and it was, I mean, how many times can I say gorgeous? I don't know. So I was able to talk to Rosemary briefly on Monday night, and she was expressing to me just her love of fabric and how she has done all this research, and she went to, oh God, I'm gonna ruin it. I want to say it was Buenos Aires, and she found some areas that they raised the alpaca, and so there's that where she's sourcing her material from. Another one, this is not, this is more of like an actual patterned fabric. This is a velvet, and again, like the coloring is just so on point with how we like to design. Trying to pull that in so you can see it. Just the beautiful, beautiful gray, matte, matted colors. It's more of like a matte finish as opposed to super, super high sheen. But they have this texture that is, again, it's just so cozy. And OMG, folks. We have a surprise visitor. I'm going to give her 1 second because she has a jacket on. If you're on the East Coast, you know that it's like 2 degrees outside. I'm being sarcastic. It's more like 20, but it's really, really cold. So she's getting her jacket off. I'm so excited. She's going to do this. She's going to do way better justice than I am.
Yes.
But my rep is here. She stopped by, and we were so excited to have her. So Leanne is here. Oh my God.
Hi.
Watch out. Hold on. Hi!
I'm so glad you're here. Yay.
So say hi to everybody. Oh, and our office dog is coming over to say hi too. We'll have to send we'll put a picture of Olive in the show notes. Oh, is she gonna come up for a visit?
Yeah, she's visiting.
Hi! Say hi!
Olive. There's Olive, right?
Olive, yes.
Olive, hi.
She's been trying to sneak in on getting on camera for a while now. So I'm so excited to have you. I was trying to tell everybody, so I met Rosemary on Monday night.
Yes.
At that beautiful, gorgeous party that you guys threw.
Yep.
And she was telling me a little bit about her story of how she fell in love with the alpaca. Of course, I had a few that night, so I don't remember the entire story. So I'm
That's
hoping that
good.
maybe you can fill in the blanks.
point.
Fill in those like dark spots that I don't remember.
Absolutely. I do want to point, I love what you said sort of about the temperature here.
Yes.
And I'm actually wearing one of our Surrey fur vests today.
No!
Which keeps me very, very warm. And my favorite part of it is that it's so
gosh.
lightweight. So we're gonna do a little.
Wait a
fashion.
second. Are you going to a bar after this? Because I think every man would be going, hi.
I love the idea, so I will now.
Single, ready to mingle? No, I'm kidding.
After a glass.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. This is yours.
my
Sorry,
God.
Ray.
Yeah.
Yay.
Oh,
Cheers.
So
we are
awesome.
doing French 75 and
my
fabrics.
Ah, brilliant.
Cheers.
I love my job.
You did a great job. By the way, we're drinking.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Wow, that's really good.
I'd like to make a good
I
cocktail.
hope you guys are having one on that.
I hope
end,
so too.
You know, it's after 4.
It's after 4. It's on Friday. I'm sure that's cheers. So can you express a little bit more of the magic that just goes behind her amazing fabrics? Because I'm truly in love with them, and I know that my explanation of them is not doing them justice, as just aside from saying ooh and ah. So
sure.
Yes.
So I think the biggest thing is there's an innate passion for what she does, and it comes from her family. Her mother actually made rugs. She started making rugs back in Italy, and back then women really weren't working like that. So she ended up creating this team of women that started making rugs back then. And Rosemary really didn't intend to do it, but I think it was in her genetics, and she started to, get interested, and the alpaca is actually one of the first rug collections for Rosemary.
Oh, wow.
She was in Peru, and she met a woman there.
Peru. I said Buenos Aires.
Yeah.
See, this is why
blame
you can't
it
blame
on
it on
the alcohol.
It's all. That's what it was. I knew it was somewhere on that side of the world.
You're so cute. But today we can blame it on the alcohol.
Yeah. Okay.
So it was Peru, and so almost 20 years later, she's still working with that woman from Peru. So she still makes
that's amazing.
all the alpaca fabrics. Yes.
Wow. That's very incredible.
It is incredible what she's doing to support, the workforce in Peru. But they work so closely together, and Rosemary's such a part of every detail that goes into everything. And I think that's why they're so beautiful, because she is really hands-on in every part of it. And that comes through in the collection for sure.
Well, it is. I mean, it's stunning. I was showing a few of my favorites. I even showed the beautiful dusty rose color. I didn't have my glasses on, so I couldn't remember what the name of it was.
Rose quartz.
Rose quartz.
Yes.
I was close. I said dusty rose. I had the rose part in there.
When we first met, I think we were calling it like dirty rose. I mean, and we weren't even drinking.
No, but it's because I don't have the proper words. But I mean, you've known me for a very, very, very long time, and you know that I'm much more of like the muted family. You're not going to walk in and see like electric orange.
Right.
Well,
that's why I was so excited to introduce her to you, because her insane color palette, your insane color palette, I just felt like it was such a perfect match.
Marriage in heaven. So, what is that little nugget I see over there?
So I just
she brought stuff with her.
I couldn't not do that. I wanted to bring a little bit more of. I knew what you had.
Yes, yeah.
And you have more of the fall 2018 collection.
Okay.
And she's been doing this for some time, and there's some of her most popular pieces. So I wanted to bring those along for you. A little bonus.
Oh, do tell.
So did you already go through chalk stripe and all?
I didn't give the names because I'm like happy to put my glasses on. I'm going blind, right? So I was just talking about how much I love them, and I love the pinstripe, and I was saying how on your brochure you have it shown in a bench that was done, and it's so beautiful.
And I actually have that here today.
Oh, you do?
With us, so we can kind of
maybe see a little bit.
That.
Okay.
Yeah, in the backpack. So fall 2018 was very much inspired by stripes, and that's what the chalk stripe came from.
Okay.
And this has been a huge seller for us.
Yeah.
And what's great about Rosemary is I like to say everything is for everything. So think about fabric for upholstery use. Think about it for throws. Same thing with the shearling. You can do rugs, you can do throws, you can do upholstery. So it's the same kind of deal. Thank you so much. There's no limit in how you can apply these fabrics.
This because it was so beautiful.
The bench is in there.
The bench is in there, and then is the ombre chair in here?
It is, yes.
So here's the bench, folks, that I was talking about, and it's just such a beautiful shot.
Is that a good view there?
Can we see everything? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good.
It's so yummy.
And
I love it. I love it.
It's yummy, but there's also 50,000 double rubs. So, they look so delicate and delicious, but they can perform too.
Right.
For upholstery use, we're just going to back this.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And then the other one that again, it was one of these things of when Leanne came to present to us, and she showed us this ombre fabric, and I was like, oh, that's pretty, but maybe not for me. I'm not exactly sure, because in my head, I immediately went to kind of drapery fabrics or something like that. I was like, oh, it's very pretty, and it is very pretty. But then she showed me this, and I was dying. If you can see how they did this chair, where it just fades out to this beautiful kind of slatey blue. And you were saying that we can do that with like anything. Yeah. Which is just, I mean, it was so, I mean, it's just beautiful. And it's so in line with what I love to create for my clients. So it was a beautiful, beautiful piece.
And along with the alpaca, the ombre is also one of her first, like she was the original person doing the alpaca, the ombre as well. So we've had time to sort of think about what other applications. So that's why you see the upholstery. There's a beautiful headboard.
Yes.
Draperies. Yep. And then it also is incorporating her rug collection as well.
Yeah.
And then
yes, you showed me one of the rugs, which was so pretty.
These are just a very small sampling of some of the colors.
Pretty.
So, I mean, again, her color palette, I'll kind of show you. And in terms of the ombre, what's so beautiful is that you could,
gorgeous.
Yeah, and you can tell us, there is a maximum 36-inch dip height, but you can really play with that gradation of the ombre.
So wait, she can also make like a scarf?
Well.
I mean, because this is so pretty. Oh, what is this magical? Oh my God, this is gorgeous.
Isn't this delicious?
Oh,
it's going to be kind of hard.
Gosh. Yeah.
This is our new fall ombre duo. So it's actually dipped on both sides.
Oh my gosh, this is so pretty.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Yeah, this is our alpaca linen blend. This gold color is a new ombre for us, but you can dip these in any of her ombre colors.
It's so beautiful. Yeah. Oh my gosh, if you guys, it's like scratch and sniff, but in this case, it's like scratch and feel, and you'd be like, oh, it's so nice. That's really beautiful.
And my other favorite thing about the ombre duo is it's 90 long, so 50 by 90 versus 50 by 70.
Yeah.
So the 90 really gives you that extra length. Think of like king size beds.
Right.
So we're finding that clients are requesting bigger
longer
throws.
pieces. Yeah, that's beautiful.
And these are stocked.
What?
So holiday gifts, installation gifts.
Oh.
Maybe client.
Wow.
Do you like this one?
I do like this one. This is so pretty. Oh my gosh. I know, as I'm like crumpling it up, but it's just because it's so soft. I want to go to sleep with it. It's so nice.
And because of the alpaca, it's warm, but it's so light.
It's very lightweight. Yeah. Right, exactly. It's not like you're like laying under a lead blanket like when you go to the dentist.
No.
Okay. Awesome. And what else?
Yeah.
What's that on top?
Are you excited about this?
I don't know. I'm like, what is this?
So we are focusing our efforts on providing more performance-based products for you. Now, this is not new. This has been in her collection. This is called Lahar. This is an outdoor fabric.
I was going to say, but it's so beautiful. And that's the thing. The improvements upon outdoor fabrics have been so well. There's a lot of times where we will actually do a performance or an outdoor fabric for a main piece of furniture, like a sofa.
Yes.
But the hand feels so soft, you would not know. Right. And this is beautiful.
Yeah,
I love this.
Here's a shot of it. This is on like a nice little outdoor poofy chair here. So it really shows you the full pattern.
Full pattern of it. It's beautiful.
And that's been so popular. We're going to introduce new colors in that one. We also have more indoor outdoor coming in spring. So and in speaking of performance, I don't know if you talked about our wool piqué.
No, not yet.
So that actually was introduced. This has been introduced already. It is a washable wool. It feels amazing. It also has a sound absorption class B, and it goes all the way up to F, and A being the best for like hospitality grade. So this is a really great. Think of curtain draperies, media wall panels. Yeah, and because of the popularity, we have a whole about 8 other colors that we're gonna introduce with this. Yeah, $155 a yard is your price on that.
This is so
it performs.
beautiful.
It's well priced. Again, her color palette.
Yeah.
So we are trying to listen to what the clients are asking for, and introduce more of that going forward.
And one tip that I always tell my clients is when we're thinking about a fabric and we're wondering, especially if it's a lighter fabric. I mean, if you had an entire sofa made out of this and it's more of like a matte finish, it's not, and it's a little bit flatter, and you're like, oh my God, but I drink red wine. I'll get it a sample, spill red wine, and let's see how it cleans up and wears. And it's beautiful, right? I mean, it's like beads up. It's
so funny that you say that, because Rosemary actually always jokes around about having a red wine party. Just to like have the fabrics and the rugs and the things laid out so you guys can really see
what happens, right?
How well it performs.
Right, right. Yeah, so I know for my sofa at home, it's light, and we've gotten red wine, we've gotten chocolate. My two.
And you have a daughter too.
And I have a daughter, although she's neater than I am, so. But it's it pays for itself.
Yes.
I mean, it really does. It does. It definitely pays for itself. And this feels so nice.
It has a really nice hand.
A really nice hand to it.
Yeah.
Super cozy, comfy.
I know that's
and
like
it's
so
washable.
That's so like not fair. So if you need samples, let us know.
Awesome. Yes, I was saying before you got here that somebody had private messaged me about some things that I do, because I always say New York and beyond, and they're like, "What does beyond mean?" So I was telling. So if you have any questions, definitely show notes or me on my Facebook page, or I'll shoot off to Leanne, and she can definitely get back to you if I don't have the answer.
Yes.
And there's one more nugget that I see in your little stack there.
Yes.
The top 2, actually.
So before I go to that, I want to just make a point, because we are talking about performance. I don't want to forget to tell you guys about the alpaca. So alpaca is hypoallergenic. It is more resistant to dirt than wool, and it also feels softer. It's a softer hand than wool, and and price point's really good too. Like our alpaca boucle rugs are $75 a square foot. So I know we're not talking about that today, but I just want to reiterate how many benefits that the alpaca provides.
Right, because I when you first were showing me this, my initial reaction was, this is so luxurious that I don't want to sit on it.
Right.
Because I'm afraid that, what if I do spill my red wine? Or what if I do get, something, whatever.
But the alpaca, they're such resilient. They live in hot climate, warm climate. I mean, they're really, it's all about performance.
Right.
So you get those qualities when
Which is, so, I didn't think about it. It's like they live outside.
Yeah.
It's like, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's what we're here for. And that's why this is so great. And I love you, Darci, for this, because it's educating our clients on, what products are out there and what they can do, especially in a time where, value is very important, but, performance, like I constantly hear, sometimes clients don't even want to see things unless they know that it is going to withstand their pets, their children, their husbands.
Right. Their wine consumption.
Speaking of that.
Yes. Oh, yes. Cheers. We have to. I know. We have to take a sip. We have to.
I hope you're sipping.
Wet the back of the.
Okay. I love this. I love lemon, but I just love what you did. This has such a refreshing, like easy. Citrus. Oh yes.
So there's a little bit of it's cognac, fresh squeezed lemon, and champagne.
That's what it is. It's the cognac. Yeah. I didn't realize that was in there.
So the recipe, I was doing a little research.
Do they know?
It was in French 75. Okay. So, according to my research and the book that I was reading, when this drink was originally created, they did it with cognac. But then somewhere along the line, it turned into gin. They did it with gin. I'm not opposed to gin, but I'm more of a cognac girl than a gin girl.
It just is so smooth.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And it's Friday.
It's Friday! Yay!
Okay,
So,
what nugget would you
I
like?
want the top two. Well, can be our last two. We're saving the best for last, folks.
Okay.
It's quite yummy.
Yeah, and you have this.
I already showed
Yes,
that one. Yeah,
so
yeah,
that's
yep,
good.
yep.
Yeah. Okay, so one of my favorites. So again, shearling, you're gonna think about it for everything, and sometimes you don't think of it for upholstery use. So this is our Roman. This is what it has a little carving. You can see a vertical carving in there, and I have it on a beautiful.
That's
upholstered bench right there. Is that good? Great. So all you have to do is find out from, sometimes they get a little, how does this work? For upholstery. So you're just finding out from the vendor, whoever the furniture manufacturer is, what the cut sizes are. And then we figure out the rest. So
that's brilliant.
We'll determine how much square feet.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And many color options for this. I think
I'm almost seeing this like as a one-off chair where it's just the inside like seat and back, and then the outside seat and back done in like like the same color, but maybe in like a tighter, almost like a something like that.
Yes.
Where like wouldn't that look how beautiful that would be together, paired together.
I think you should order that.
Actually, you know what would be really gorgeous with is this. I don't if there was a color that.
Oh,
but because I love how flat this is.
I have a lighter.
Oh, you do?
I have a color.
Oh, you do?
Coming.
Okay.
Yes.
Like how gorgeous would those be paired together?
I like it.
And
I mean, a lot.
Who wouldn't want to sit on this?
I know.
It'd be hard to get out of this.
Yeah,
for sure.
And what's so great about the shearling, if you're concerned about using it in a very large, layer with it.
Sure. Well, that's the point of it. Yeah, absolutely.
But layer, like even with, again, I know I keep going back to the rugs, but you can do an alpaca and then layer it with the shearling.
Sure.
Or we can make these into throws. I mean, there's really pillows. I mean, there's really no.
When you have this into a throw? What is the
backing will be different.
The backing will be okay.
So the backing will determine, what this is actually.
But I would say I want a backing, I want a throw out of this, and you guys.
We will help you determine what that is.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yay.
And
what's the other one? The last one.
Oh,
he's like a.
So this is
look at this special gem.
Our mohair in ripple. This is our cream luxe. There are other colors of that as well. So yummy, yummy, yummy. This is one of my favorites. That's why I brought it. I just love the movement in it.
Yeah.
The texture, the feel.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I thought you would like that too, and I don't think I had this with me when I was here.
Mm-mm.
So it was basically saying Darci, Darci.
It was right. You got my number. You got my number. You know which one's like.
You can keep that.
I can.
Yes,
oh, thanks.
Yes.
This is going to be going on the board above my desk. That I always like to put the things that I love.
Yes.
And I like to find a nice home for them to go to. So if you're out there and you need a home, let me know. I'm kidding. Anyways, well, I could not be more thrilled. I think Rosemary could not have been lovelier. She was so sweet.
Yeah.
And what's that?
No,
you wanted to say?
I have a photo of her.
Oh, yes.
She'll probably be so mad at me, but you're so beautiful, Rosemary.
She's so beautiful inside and out.
Inside and out.
Yeah.
And here's a picture of her. So I hope that's good. Okay.
Yes. It was, thank you again for inviting me out on Monday night. It was a beautiful, truly beautiful.
And
fun.
thank you, Holland and Sherry, for that as well. That was a collaboration.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. So, again, I really like to highlight my favorites, whether we're talking fabric. Last week we were talking broadloom, and definitely one of my favorites. It's something that I just think is right up my alley, and the colors are just so beautiful, and then on top of it, the hand. It's so nice and durable. It's not just like look but don't touch. Right. It's like look, touch, sit, say a spell, everything. Yeah. So
it says touch me.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think this is what this is saying. Come on, you're going to happy hour somewhere,
Do you
aren't
feel
you?
how warm my back is?
It's like I thought that was because you're standing next to me. I wasn't sure. And the champagne, it's going right to her head, folks.
Yes.
Anyways, here, Leanne, I'm going to give you this.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming, for the surprise. I wasn't sure if it was, And everybody, thank you so much for staying with us and for listening to all these wonderful things. If you have any questions or would like to know more, private message me or put it in the notes on Facebook, and we will get back to you, or I will give you Leanne's information. And wherever you are in this world, I hope you're having an amazing weekend, or the start of, and that your Friday is fabulous. And cheers!
Cheers! Happy holidays!
Happy holidays, everyone. Bye!
Bye!